It appears that Apple, one of the biggest companies in the world, has made a huge push into the self-driving market, although Uber is not far behind with their dreams. Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur, and let's have another video of what I believe to be simply just wasting money because you can. Of course, we're talking about the self-driving cars, and yeah, I know, a lot of you are probably tired of hearing my spiel about how these things aren't going to happen. I mean, how could they never happen? A bunch of big companies are pouring billions of dollars into the technology, ignoring the fact that people poured billions of dollars into things like virtual reality, glasses, headwear, 3D TVs, and yet didn't really work out. So yeah, I'm still going to stick with the whole it's not going to happen anytime soon. However, if it's going to happen, something tells me it might happen with Apple, who has typically brought really crazy off-the-wall concepts into the world and made reality. And we have this story. Apple confirms it acquired a self-driving car startup, which is Axios, by the way. Now, the reason I say Apple could potentially make this a reality, in fact, let's scroll down a little so that we can have this nice little image, is because, for lack of a better term, I'm sorry to all you Apple users out there. Katie's an Apple user, so you know I don't hate all of you. One of my groomsmen works at Apple. Well, I think Apple customers are largely a bunch of sheep. Apple gets their customers to just buy things because it's Apple. You know, Apple TV, I mean, there were streaming box devices before Apple TV came along, but theirs was nicer. There was MP3 players around before the iPod came out, but the iPod put it in a nice little shiny case. People bought it. Apple Watch, thing is totally useless. Totally useless. A lot of people bought it, though, because it's Apple. And so, with Apple acquiring this self-driving car startup, well, they have the resources and the blind followers to make this thing a reality, although whether logistically it can actually happen, that's another story. So here's what Engadget has to say about the thing. The latest self-driving firm to be consolidated is Drive.ai. The startup has been working on AI tech for autonomous vehicles for a few years, but found itself low on cash in an increasingly competitive market. A competitive market from people who are just spending money designing cars and not actually selling a product. That's why it's competitive. Now, just as the San Francisco Chronicle reports that it filed with regulators about shutting down, Apple acquired it for an undisclosed amount. However, the paper reports it's still laying off 90 employees, while some others, including dozens of engineers and product designers, according to Axios, are joining Apple. We still don't have a lot of information about Apple's Project Titan efforts that have seemingly changed directions more than once. And what they mean by that is that Apple made a big announcement, like a lot of companies have, that they were going to get serious about autonomous vehicles. We're going to do it, and we're going to do it better than everyone. And then they started laying people off, and it seemed like the project had been shelved because they probably saw it wasn't practical. However, now they see a car, it's kind of working, and they're filing for bankruptcy. They're going to go under. Hey, Apple can just buy it. It's no sweat off them. I mean, if it doesn't work, it's a speeding ticket, if nothing else. But hey, let's bring new people into the project, see if they can revitalize it somehow. That's what's going on here. So the article continues. Still, snapping up the pieces of a company that already had self-driving cars on the street should bolster whatever Apple is working on. That's why they did it, and they want their engineers. Now, not to be outdone by that, Uber also acquired a company with self-driving car, although we also know that, you know, Uber basically, you know, they this is their thing that they spend money on for whatever reason. Uber just made its first acquisition of a Seattle startup swooping up Mighty AI, which develops training data for computer vision models. The deal closed today and was confirmed by both companies. Terms were not disclosed. Quote, the team at Mighty AI has built technology to label at scale using the latest AI and user experience techniques. John Thomason, Vice President of Software Engineering for Uber's Advanced Technology Group, said in its statement. Training our AI at increasing pace is critical to scaling our self-driving technology, and I look forward to bringing Mighty AI's technology together with our existing labeling automation expertise to help us move even faster. Uber will acquire Mighty AI's intellectual property, tooling, tech talent, and labeling community. A little more than 40 employees from Mighty AI will join Uber at its Seattle engineering office, operating as a team within Uber's self-driving division. Okay. Mighty AI clients, which include Samsung, Microsoft, Intel, Accenture, Siemens, and others, have been notified that the company's operations will shut down, which is interesting. Oh, I guess that's not unsurprising though. They're buying it for like the technology, but they want to use it in their Uber app. They don't want to use it in a separate technology. So yeah, I'm excited to pair Mighty AI's platform and expertise in generating high quality labeled data with Uber's ATG world-class research and engineering to accelerate the development of self-driving technology, Mighty AI CEO Darren Nakuda said in a statement. Nakuda will join Uber following the deal. Mighty AI president Isaac Kato, hired last year, will not. Wonder what that's all about. The information reported about the rumored deal last week, and well, here's a Mighty AI photo. I guess this is how the computers see the world. So then it goes on to talk about, Uber and their setbacks. We've been over that many, many times. However, in terms of AI, Mighty AI had raised $27 million from investors, including Intel Capital, GV Foundry Group, Madrona Venture Group, and New Enterprise Associates. It was ranked number 104 on the GeekWire 200, our list of top Pacific Northwest startups. The Uber acquisition was a good outcome for Mighty AI given the current state of its business, but investors did not get back all of their investment, according to a GeekWire source. That happens sometimes. By the way, they also mention Apple buying, Drive.ai here, in case there was a little doubt about that. Now, the company originally launched the Spare 5, the first spin-out created at Madrona Venture Labs in 2014. The idea was to have everyday people spend a spare 5 minutes or so performing short tasks like photo tagging, price guessing, or survey taking on their mobile devices. The startup relaunched under its new name in 2017 when it raised $14 million in a Series B financing round and honed in on selling training data as a service. It still used the insights of people to help make AI engines stronger. For example, identifying objects along the road that could be potential obstacles, and operated the Spare 5 app. So this is what Uber wants from this particular company, because this is obviously not a company that's making autonomous vehicles. However, they were using technology to train the computer to use features that would be useful if you have autonomous technology. So Uber is going to want to incorporate that technology into their app, into their autonomous vehicle system, and they're probably hoping the thing can pay attention to the road a little better. Now, whether or not it actually can or not, who knows? I don't know if that's the case, but it's not a terrible acquisition. And you notice another thing. We have another company that was in a very bad financial state. It doesn't say they were closing down, but I'm assuming they didn't have a lot of money left. That's why companies usually sell, because they either get a stupidly, ridiculously nice offer. A little redundant there, I know, but that's what it is. Like, they get just a lot of money, or they're doing terrible, or they're struggling, and they know they can't make it on their own. I mean, at that point, you might as well take the offer you're given, or go out of business, or go so low that you end up selling anyway, except for a quarter of the price. Obviously, early investors got screwed on this one because, well, as stated, not everybody got their full investment back. That is a risk that you take. Now, they have a video here, which I'm not going to play here. You can look at it in the link below. So, either way, very interesting day for self-driving car news, particularly because Apple getting into it is a big deal. Despite my kind of, how should I put this, my looking down upon Apple and their products, because I don't really like their products very much. I have an Apple TV because my brother got it for me, although I do like it. It's not like it's a terrible device. The Roku would have been just fine, though. Although, don't get me wrong, Victor, thank you again. I have really enjoyed it. And I have, I still have this classic iPod with my name engraved in it. I don't know if you can even see it in a screen this size. And it still works fine. However, I have never once been tempted to get an iPhone. Do not like the Mac computers. Do not like the iPad's okay, but I like my Surface a lot better. In terms of just a small tablet, my Nook is fine. So, I don't like Apple products. I mean, I see Apple products as basically being super expensive computers, which is what they are. Anything they make, I can get better and at a cheaper price. So that's why I don't like them. However, I can't deny that Apple people, particularly fans, they will buy Apple products because they're Apple. And they just trust Apple. I mean, that whole commercial that they did years ago, that Big Brother commercial, I mean, that is more true today than ever before. So Who knows? Maybe people will take it more seriously just because Apple's doing it. However, the fact that Apple has kind of gotten in and out of this business several times shows that I think they realize it's not practical right now. However, when a new company goes on the market, particularly really cheap, they're a $1 trillion company. They'll just buy it and see if something comes out of it. And if nothing does, oh well, they'll move on and they'll try again some other day. So that's what I see this purchase. And of course, the Uber acquisition makes a little bit more sense because they need better data learning technology. And maybe this company had better technology than what Uber had. I mean, it has to. Uber's software let a woman get killed. However, we're going to leave it there. What do you folks think? Do you think Apple joining in this business is going to help legitimize it quite a bit? Do you think Uber's purchase was a smart one? Do you think it's still a bunch of smoke and mirrors? I personally think it is, but that's just me. What do you think? I would love to know. So comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy my videos, consider becoming a Patreon member. It's totally optional, of course, but even as little as $1 a month goes a long way to helping the channel run smoothly, and you get access to my Patreon's exclusive blog. And if gas prices are getting you just a little low, check out the Get Upside app below. It's totally free, and you get cash back on every gas purchase. Consider subscribing to my Apptrepreneur Vlogs channel if you want more content from me. It's a little different from what we do here. However, I do kind of enjoy it. And if you want to talk to me or other fellow people who watch this channel or are interested in this type of thing, check us out on Facebook at the Apptrepreneur Hangouts. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.